It's August 31st, and this is The View with Catherine Chang. Today's topics are U.S. pork, beef, and U.S.-Taiwan FTA, and DPP might become a long-term ruling party. First, I want to talk about U.S. pork, beef, and U.S.-Taiwan FTA. Taiwan President Tsai announced that Taiwan will lift bans on U.S. pork and beef, and the main purpose of President Tsai was to sign the U.S.-Taiwan FTA. That's what we call free trade agreement. And there are some bitter and sweet. Here are some points. A, for the sweetness, we know that a highly affirmation by the U.S. government. Vice President Mike Pence said President Tsai opens the door for further economic cooperations and a stronger trade partnership between the U.S. and Taiwan. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo tweeted to appreciate President Tsai for her leadership and said that she opened the door for even deeper economic and trade cooperations. B, for the bitterness. The KMT Deputy Secretary General Xie Longjie said that the U.S. Health Secretary Azar used to serve as the president of Eli Lilly Company, 李来制药公司, which has a subsidiary called Elanco, 爱兰科 produces ractopamine. And he thinks the main purpose of Azar visiting Taiwan is to sell U.S. pork that contain ractopamine. But the accusation is not true. First, Azar served as the president of Eli Lilly Company from 2012 to 2017, but Eli Lilly Company had sold Elanco in July 2018. Second, CCC head Chen Shizhong made it clear today that Azar never mentioned about lifting the ban on ractopamine during the visit. From these 2 points, I think KMT's accusation is nonsense. The DPP legislator Wang Dingyu fought back and said that KMT's accusation was wrong and uninformative, and this wrong accusation could harm the relationship between Taiwan and the United States. He asked the KMT chairman Jiang Qichen to make a clear statement and apologize. Second issue I want to talk about, the DPP might become a long-term ruling party. From my point of view, I think DPP might hold their political power for a long time. In addition to President Tsai's 8-year term, DPP might have another 8 or 12-year terms, which means that the DPP may be in power until 2036. Why? A, the failure of the KMT's so-called China policy. KMT has stuck by 92 consensus because the 92 consensus was, kind of expressed by the idea of one China. But President Xi has turned it into one China equals to People's Republic of China. And Xi also referred that Taiwan and China should talk about the possibility of Taiwan two system, Taiwan 两制. And that is just like the one country, two system, 一国两制 in Hong Kong. It is unacceptable for Taiwanese people. B, for 2024 presidential election, KMT doesn't have many suitable candidates. Currently, I think the person with the highest support is a new Taipei City Mayor, Hou You-yi. But KMT believes that Hou You-yi is not a pro-China faction. He might have a problem in the KMT primary. Well, on the contrary, DPP has so many competitors, including the current Vice President Lai Ching-te, Taoyuan Mayor Zheng Wen-can, and CCC head Chen Shizhong. Many political analysts predict that DPP might be the ruling party for Taiwan for another 12 years. So the Communist China and the so-called pro-China group in Taiwan are very anxious. Because the closer Taiwan and the U.S. are, the farther Taiwan and China will be away. As for now, I think there's no chance for the KMT to win the 2024 presidential election. Therefore, the relationship between Taiwan and the U.S. is getting tighter and tighter. But there's nothing that the CCP and the KMT can do about it. Here are the top stories. Today, we have 0 confirmed cases. The 90% Czech delegation visit Taiwan has made an unprecedented historical record in Taiwan. The Czech delegation, led by Senate President Milo Vystrčil, arrived in Taiwan on August 30. The 89-member delegation arrived at Taiwan Taoyuan International Airport at 11 a.m. on a directed charter flight. Foreign Minister Joseph Wu greeted Czech Senate President Milo Vystrčil at the airport. Senate President Vystrčil is the highest-level Czech official to ever visit Taiwan. From the photo, you can see that this is Taiwan Foreign Minister Joseph Wu and the Czech Senate President Milo Vystrčil. It took a photo together in the welcoming party last night, and you can see that this is very cute. You can see from the mask, I think you can take that, they both have what? The Republic of China and Czech Republic's flag on them. Also, I said that President Tsai welcomed Czech delegations on Twitter, and she said that on behalf of the people of Taiwan, I would like to extend a sincere welcome to Senate of the Czech Republic President Milo Vystrčil and all the members of the delegation. And our nation, she said that our nation share my core value, and we took forward for further cooperations in all areas. And additionally, I want to say that the U.S. media Associated Press published an article, and the title is Defining China, Czech Delegation Arrived in Taiwan, and it said, Czech visit Taiwan to boost in its efforts to resist the diplomatic isolation imposed by Beijing. However, China firmly opposed Czech's visit to Taiwan. China's foreign minister spokesperson Zhao Lijian said on the press conference on August 27 that such a visit is deliberately undermining the political foundation between China and the Czech Republic. And he said that he kind of condemns such a despicable act. Reuters published an article with the title, Czech Senate Speaker Leads for Taiwan's Visit. Angering China, and Czech Senate President Milo Vystrčil had an interview with Reuters about China's anger. And he said that you cannot accept being someone's servant, because if you do, then when you obey once, it assumed that you obey every time. We're talking about President Tsai officially lifted the ban on U.S. pork and beef on August 28. U.S. higher officials praised President Tsai's decision on lifted ractopamine ban on U.S. pork. U.S. Vice President Mike Pence tweeted that. And he said, Taiwan's decision today to ease restrictions on U.S. pork and beef imports opened the door for further economic cooperations and a stronger trade partnership. Besides that, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo tweeted that the U.S. welcomes President Tsai Ing-wen's August 28 statement that Taiwan will move quickly to lift restrictions on imports of U.S. pork and beef. And this move opened the door for even deeper economic and trade cooperation. Kudos to President Tsai for her leadership. I think it's a huge economic development between Taiwan and the United States. Taiwan and the U.S. held an economic cooperation virtual event tonight around 9 p.m. after Taiwan lifted the ban on U.S. pork. You see that the topic regarding to U.S.-Taiwan epidemic prevention cooperations and the government looking forward to Taiwan and the U.S. sign the BTA will be discussed. You know that the members attend the event include the Taiwan Minister of Economic Affairs Wang Meihua and U.S. Assistant Secretary for East Asia and Pacific Affairs David Stilwell. The U.S. also said that Taiwan made a big step forward. FTA, founder of the American think tank Project 2049 Institute, Randall Shriver, said that. He said a significant shift in Taiwan's trade policy toward the United States. Now is the perfect time for a U.S.-Taiwan FTA. We know that the FTA, the so-called free trade agreement, it's just like what we said BTA, bilateral trade agreement. Well, it's the same, but, Donald Trump didn't want to use the term FTA, so he normally said BTA. Also, U.S. Secretary of Commerce Wilbur Ross said that removing these trade barriers opened the door for even more opportunity in our bilateral relationship. On the other hand, we're talking about China's recent conduct aggressive military exercise to deter Taiwan. Taiwan's Minister of Foreign Affairs Joseph Wu joined an interview with Fox News, and he said that Taiwan will not only defends its own national security, but also defends its democratic system. Taiwan is on the front line of China's threats, and it's determined to defend its homeland. Well, in the end, we know that today is President Tsai's 64-year-old birthday. Well, she's a Virgo. I want to say that happy birthday, President Tsai. That will be the view for today. I hope you have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.